Righty then. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly webinar. My name is Eben. Thanks for being here. We are back with our Hik-League. We had a little bit of a downtime. I have also been traveling, so I'm going to all the different places to provide training for you guys for free, by the way. If you're unfamiliar with that, please do yourself a favor and go onto our platform. My apologies, I'm looking at the monitor above me and I'm looking at the monitor below me instead of looking at the camera. I am not some movie star, so deal with it. All right, let's move on. So just to quickly let you guys know, if you wanted to know, you can go to the e-learning platform, go under the Hik-Vision security certification and go for that instructor-led training, right? This page will open up. Hopefully you can all see. I'm hoping so. I'm sure you should be able to. Anyway, so when you go in there, you'll see that there are different classrooms for different areas. As example, for Johannesburg, AAI, that will be access control for the first day. Second day will be for the video intercom and alarm. You can see there's no seats available. Cape Town as well is doing also their training at the same time. That will be done by one of our trainers, Darren. And then following week thereafter, let's see, we've got 12 seats available. We are trying to push the non-CCTV products a bit more. If I maybe scroll up a bit and we go to the following months, you'll see that we are still all over the show, different cities, different towns, different places. So have a look at the calendar, enroll for whatever specification training that you would like to enroll for, or maybe CCTV. They are maybe for Cape Town, VMS as example. So yeah, have a look at that. It's fun, it's free, but you need to book your seat. So keep that in mind. All right, that's under the e-learning. You'll also notice on the system that we have additional courses. So just to overview quickly there, give me a second. It's kind of difficult scrolling all over the place. You can enroll for yourself. You'll find hopefully by the end of today, hopefully if all goes according to plan, you'll have a new course there called CGSA Access Control. This is general information about access control, starting with the front end itself, working our way through the different modules. Okay, hoping that you guys will understand it. Okay, and then we can go over to the Hik-Vision certification courses overview, and you guys can do this. We are still running our promotion. Please don't tell people that we are still running our promotion, that all these courses are for free. Please don't tell them, because then everybody jumps onto the free bandwagon and it's not always fair towards me. Okay, so don't tell people. All right, but anyway, so as we can see, there are quite a bit of classes that's available, or courses that are available. We also have Hik-League as well, that's going to be released very soon. You'll see that we have a new one for operators for Hik Central. This one is super cool. I definitely recommend people to have a look at that, and obviously all the other ones as well are also there, so go and have a look. All right, enough about that. We can discuss any Q&A about the e-learning after our Q&A, but let's get into our training for today. Let me open it up. Yeah, boom. There we go. All right. So today we're going to discuss a little bit more about the access control. We're going to get a bit more familiar. We've done this quite a few times, so we work through different processes. And then obviously we also add new devices so that you guys can get more familiar with. Starting off with the access control terminals, the MINMO, the standard ones itself, or standalone ones itself. We're also going to be focusing on the multi-door controllers as well, multiple door authentication, and the software a little bit, and so we carry on. I'm sure you guys can. Okay, so starting off first of all with the MINMO, this is a very advanced technology. It uses a dual anti-spoofing camera to do a 3D comparison of your face, so we can see how your face is basically, and use that as an accuracy. There are multiple different models that are available. I'm not going to run down every single thing, because again, I don't want you guys to sit there and watch this video, especially if it's on YouTube and you go, and you start falling asleep. I think we have enough issues with water in our country, enough issues with power, and now we have earthquakes as well. Yeah, that happened. And then also we have Johannesburg, that's just, the ground is opening up. There's so many problems, but hopefully you guys learning is not a problem. Okay, so let's move on. So there's quite a bit of different type of terminals. There are new models that are available, as you can see, and we're going to get into it. So first of all, why is this a main feature? So obviously for security purposes, you know, with a facial terminal, first of all, it's very superior when it comes to how it authenticates people's faces. It's high quality. We can use it in very dark environments as well. It's very top security level for that kind of security and authentication, for allowing people to go into a building or property or allowing them access somewhere. It's very easy to set up, especially on the wizard side. It makes it very easy. This material will be available as a link as normal, that will be sent through to everyone as well that are registered. So please keep that in mind. It should also have a link for that underneath the YouTube channel. I will also make sure that it is there. I will speak to our marketing department. It's just better, you know, to be able to handle these equipment. So let's just have a look at the first one, that of the authentication. So it's got that dual lens itself. I'm going to try and play that video again. Where's my mouse? My mouse. Let's play it again. It's pretty quick with authentication. My PPT is not playing it. Okay. Technical issues. Right, let's just go from the start, rather. Go back. There we go, it's playing. So it's pretty quick. So she's got the paper up there and it authenticates very quickly. So this uses our deep learning algorithm itself. That deep learning algorithm will help with authentication of that face. It's very quick. It's up to 0.2 seconds. It has a 99% accuracy because we do face comparison. And if you want to know a lot more, please, my recommendation would be, do first of all the general certification for access control. Secondly, come and visit me wherever you are, or make a booking or wherever you are. Visit one of our trainers or maybe our training platform on e-learning and actually learn how to use the equipment correctly. There's time and again people say, oh, this is not working, or that from Hik-Vision is not working. My question always would be, do you have a certified certificate? Have you gone through the training? Do you understand? So yeah, this happens. All right, so it's pretty cool. And a lot of the training is so much better compared to what it was in the past. So let's move on. So another clip here, just to show you in a dark environment, how accurate that is. Myself, one of our trainers, as well as our technical manager for South Africa. His name is Hunter. He's from China. He's just a cool dude altogether. We tested it in the dark room, and with one of our R&D guys, Never. He's in charge for the Hik-Vision for our repair section, and we tested it. He's from Nigeria, by the way. We tested it, and sorry, yeah, Nigeria, Zimbabwe. I can't remember. My apologies. But anyway, we tested this in a dark room environment, so it works perfectly fine. Just to show you as well how that looks like in a dark environment. It works because it has authenticated. It has sometimes a supplement light. It all depends on what model it is, right? So it's pretty cool. Next up is to showcase that anti-spoofing is there. I just want to highlight this again. So it uses that anti-spoofing, uses those two cameras to be able to look and make sure that this is an actual person's face. Again, we are focusing on that 3D effect of your face, the index, your cheekbones, how high they are, how far they are away from your nose, or maybe whatever the case might be. No, we're not counting your forehead. I've got the McDonald's one, but anyway, let's move on. Let's not make more fun of me. All right, so she's got a picture there. It's not authenticating because it's got that dual lens. And then once she removes the picture, it will identify, right? So it shows that it's not picking up her face whatsoever.
failed.
It says failed. All right, for some of you. Then we have this privacy. Under default itself, it will be private. So the person's name when you authenticate or whatever the case is will be blurred out, just to give you an indication how that would look like. You need to go and disable it. So the person's name is blurred out, or little stars there to make sure that privacy if it's needed. And then obviously for our normal data communication itself, everything is secured, everything is protected. So keep that in mind as well. Moving on from there, then we start discussing about the Hik-Connect app. The Hik-Connect app allows us obviously to open up doors, check, do anything else, pull out the lock. There's so much more we can do. Please also take note, there is a video in here. We're not going to play it due to the time schedule, but please have a look and look at that guidance itself. Please take note also that we can use the USB function. So this allows us to go to the terminal, and I'm going to quickly just highlight there at the bottom. As you can see, there's a little USB little socket here. Let me open up mine. All right. As you can see, maybe in the picture, there's a USB socket there. But anyway, so that allows us to take the pictures of the person and then obviously go and input it. My recommendation would be, from a technical expertise, is to do it by the terminal or proper enrollment station. So reason why I always recommend the terminal is because the terminal uses the actual background and the information of the lighting in that environment for where the access control unit would be. All right, so that's my recommendation. As you can see, there's quite a bit that we can do with that. Moving on, and it's not just that normal Hik-Connect communication. There's quite a bit more that we can do. We can use also the, I almost started pointing with the laser to the actual, there's got a little laser here. Can you guys see something? My apologies. That's what happens when you travel and you train too much. So the Hik-Connect app, we also have the Hik Central, and we'll get into that access control platform that is available. We've got the Hik Central Connect itself. It's a different app. It can also be used under the Hik Pro Connect account as well for configuration. It's pretty cool. And then we can also use non-manageable systems itself that we move into it as well, from your alarm detectors, or maybe a siren output as a trigger to warn that there's someone at the door that's not allowed to be there. So maybe you have one of those small ones at your gate to allow access, so it picks up the face and then it will open up the gate, and there you go into your property, so you don't use a remote or something. And if it's your mother-in-law, you can have that siren connected, so stranger danger. You can have it connected to a master station, your video intercom station. You can also have those cameras recording on your NVR itself through the network, so that is more than possible. To highlight a few products itself that's all very popular, this is our Minmo facial terminal. It's a very economical version itself. It has a card reader built into it, also fingerprint reader, so you can actually use your fingerprint. I don't have that actual model here, but as you can see, there's quite a bit that we can do with it. The amount of cards, the amount of events that we can pull from it, so there's quite a bit that we can connect with it. It has a deep learning algorithm for that anti-spoofing, right? Then we have our normal terminals itself. This is a very popular one. No, it's not the BMW vehicle, it's the BMW model itself from our side. There's the reasons why, because it's like Wi-Fi and that MyFair and etc. So the reason why is obviously I'm pointing again, the MyFair, where is that? There we go, the MyFair itself. So this allows us to use the terminal to be able to authenticate with using a card or a face. We can also do multi-authentication by using the face and the actual card itself. So that's pretty cool. Right, let's move on. So then you get different models itself. This one is the correct one that I'm holding in my hands. Okay, I've got the A model here. That is the C model. But anyway, so this is the A model. I will highlight it again when I'm done, as you can see. So a pretty cool little gadget. Let's see if I can get in closer there. Come on, focus. No, not me. Focus. Okay. So my AI camera is still learning. Okay, but anyway, so it is there. Now you go big screen. Okay, anyway, so it's still learning, by the way. It's a new camera, and as you've seen my other videos, I liked it. So facial terminal itself, you've got your fingerprint, your card reader on it. You have also your network plug, all your normal wiring itself, normal power female connection there. Pretty cool. But anyway, let's move on from there. And then we have additional ones. So this is our more advanced terminals, a little bit more higher end for higher projects, Ultra series itself. I actually got one here. I just saw now it's a little bit dirty. Someone had it, wasn't me. I borrowed this from one of the other staff guys, Aaron. He's also from China, but anyway. So this is pretty cool. As you can see, there's the monitor in front of me. So this is nice reflection. It has a little Type-C connection at the bottom. That is not for you to charge your phone, connect your phone to it. That's actually for the modules, right? It's got one of those modules, and yes, I've been burning to do this. Can I do this? Oh, it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying. Okay, don't tell him that I did that because he borrowed this to me. It's got two little screws at the bottom to lock it in. So all you have to do is just take the device, plug it in the correct way, even. Plug it in and tighten those screws, which is pretty cool. So it's got Bluetooth built into it as well. It's got fingerprint and it's got card for QR code. So there's a little camera that is mounted in there for QR code itself. So which is pretty cool. As you can see, it's got quite a bit of features. So the nice thing is you can install this model, right, as is. And then once your client decided, listen, this is not working for our staff, or we've grown a little bit. Sometimes Jimmy forgets his card, his tag card, at home or whatever the case, or maybe it could be Palesa. Palesa again forgot her tag, and then she needs someone to open up the door for. So imagine having your phone or whatever the case is with you, so you can either use your finger or your Bluetooth from your mobile phone to authenticate that you are there. Pretty cool. And then we have iris, and I just realized I don't have that model. But this model itself takes obviously the iris part of your eyes itself inside the ball sockets, and we'll get into that. It can handle up to 10,000 iris itself. So there's quite a bit that this model can do. It also has the MyFair card. There are different models that are available for fingerprint as well. So you can do that authentication for multi-authentication. But anyway, so it's more than possible. It has that built-in single 5 megapixel camera and a 2 megapixel dual lens itself for that anti-spoofing to make it more accurate. So just to give you an idea of iris itself, I even put a picture in there to show you guys. So it's very accurate, as you can see. A lot of other countries, especially like America, they are using it quite often, and they feel it's one of the most secure protocols. It's second in the list itself when it comes to authentication. So obviously DNA is the first one because it's the most accurate to identify a person. And secondly would be iris. The iris is that color between the black of your eye, the middle dot, black, and obviously the white. It's the color. Those lines and those colors are so unique to every single human being on this planet. So the accuracy is just so much better. And that's what we use. And then it takes 1 second to authenticate the person. We can do this from a distance between 0.4 meters to 0.7 meters away. So that's like just going to the terminal and putting your face there. Perfect. All right. Just like the movies. All right. And then we have other ones for fingerprint, for time and attendance. There's quite a bit more that we can do with these. But have a look. You can see how many fingers they can handle. Again, I'm pointing with my laser. Stupid. And then obviously cards, what type of cards it can handle, the sizes, if they are rated for outdoor or indoor. Some of them will have an IK8 rating, as you can see here, or IK9 rating. That means that it's pretty durable. I've got an old model here, but it's got that casing steel at the outside of it, some of them like this model here, that's the K1T502 series, has a camera built in on the top. I've got the old model still here, so just makes, just to explain itself. It also has the wiring at the back that you can connect up as well. So there's quite a bit that you can do with that baby. But anyway, and then you get the newer models itself. That will be the 802 models. As I've got them here, I've got one of those babies here. So pretty cool. Finger. You also have the bell button, so you can connect to the Hik-Connect to inform the person. There's quite a bit that we can do there. So just to use that same model, it's pretty nice because of the wiring itself. We can also wire up a mag lock to this itself. We can also wire up through Wigan a indoor tag reader. So we can have that maybe even finger and tag as well. So it depends on which model that you're going for. But it's kind of nice because you can use that standalone and pull it into Hik Central itself. So let's move on from there. So as I mentioned, this baby is pretty cool. There's a lot that we can do with it. Have that Hik-Connect app connected to it. There's quite a bit of fingers, cards, and pins that we can use on this. So there's quite a bit of authentication. Some people have maybe dirty fingers. They might be mechanics, so because they work hard. Or it could be maybe someone that uses their card preferably, or maybe someone that keeps on forgetting their card, they can use their PIN. So it all depends on that application. Then we have our multi-door authentication. We can do that with our panels. I actually have one here. This is a 2-door that I use for training purposes, right? For access control. That allows us to use quite multiple different doors. So the nice one is that it's IP-based. We can have a backup battery in it. We can do multi-door controlling. We have a fire relay built into it, Wigan and RS itself, that Wigan can communicate to third-party platform. As you can see, easy integration for third-party, whether it's an SDK, ISAPI, whatever the case is, there's quite a lot that we can do, right? But then when it comes to that authentication, we have anti-passback, the multi-door authentication, we have interlocking, first card in, we have first card remain open in. So there's quite a bit that we can do, but we do run over this in our training as well. So keep that in mind. Flexibility for transmission for that communication or from the actual software, as you can see right there, towards the access control unit. So there's quite a bit that we can do there. All right. Just to give you an idea, we had all the models. We've got newer models. We classify them as a T. And then we also have a bigger one that we classify as a G. So this is the K26 model. 1 will be for 1 relay, 2 will be for 2 relays, and 4 will be for 4 relays. This specific model that I have here only has 2 relays. 2 relays there. And there's the fire relay and the switch. All right. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of like a little bit heavy. Okay, back to big screen camera. There we go. All right. So the nice thing about this is the T model. You get the G model that's way bigger, that can handle a bigger battery as well. It has a LED light on it and etc. So there's quite a bit. It's nice because it has that security protocol to communicate with devices, uplink or downlink for RS, downlink obviously for Wigan as well with our products and third-party products. Obviously with just the RS is just for Hikvision as an uplink communication. Then we have secure protocols from the IP side, which is ISAP5. It's very secure, very nice to use. That is what I actually wanted to do. I wanted to do a video about ISAP5. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, I'll make a mental note again, second time, because I actually forgot about that. But anyway, so moving on, we have that support structure for, like I said, for RS or Wigan for other applications. All right, so pretty cool. The amount of cards that we can handle, the amount of events that we can pull from the device, and also that certification approvals that we have received, whether it's the CE or the UL or FCC. Right, moving on software side, surprise, surprise. This is Hik Central Access Control version, right? Hik Central Access Control version is free. We allow you to have up to 16 doors working with it as communication. you can add in 3,000 people, right? Persons. So before you need to start paying for the licenses, which is perfect for HR. It's very flexible to use, and it's got that easy wizard itself. So keep that in mind. It's free, the software. So when you do normal installations, pretty cool to use, right? So when it comes to that itself, we have our software, obviously. Well, first of all, we have our equipment. And then through our equipment, we have our software. But the nice thing is you can have your staff program and set it up. You can have your security management get notifications or any information. And HR obviously get that management for time and attendance, which is cool. Just to highlight that quickly, I'm not going to go through all of this itself. My apologies. Just to show you the wizard, how quick that is. It's fairly quick. I'm just going to go into it a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of easy to load up a person, to put their names, their information, add whatever information that you want for the person's face, their fingers, their cards, etc. What is their scheduled time? And something happened to that PPT. There we go. It's fixed again. My apologies. I like PPTs, eh? Okay, so there's quite a bit, which group, which shift they fall under. There's a very easy wizard, and there goes the wizard again. Don't touch the pad, Eben. Okay, so my apologies, but the material is there ready for you guys to download, so go through that. We're going to skip that before it goes all funky on us. So there's quite a lot that we can do overall for that person management itself. This makes it a lot easier for any company to be able to track what is happening. So whether it's persons with pointing again, whether it's persons, whether it's fingers, whether it's their profiles, the iris, etc. So there's quite a bit that we can do. When we get to HR, yes, I just want to highlight this, and we are busy with an actual course for, it's going to be HCSA Hik Central Professional Administrator, HR, I don't know. So we are working on something, we're still getting to that name, but yeah, some of the slides for you to be able to focus on. So it's pretty easy. It's very nice. I'm just going to play one. We all know that the video is going to bomb out, but it's quite a bit that you can do as HR to be able to do for your staff to be able to manage through that. So there's quite a bit that we can go through to look at what staff, what is their time periods, etc. So we can focus on maybe what is their scheduling. We can arrange for what is their hours. We can obviously focus on what their hours are, what is their duties, etc. So pretty cool. They can also send through a calendar to that staff member to say, this is your shift hours or this is your time period. And it's kind of nice because he can also do something back. So now, as example, maybe he's there early. He can use one of the new terminals with Bluetooth, right? And then he can authenticate by either using Bluetooth or NFC. So if he, you know, maybe like Palesa forgets her card at home every day. Palesa's our marketing. She works in our marketing department. Just don't tell her that I said that. Anyway, so it's kind of easy, nice to use. Move on. So for that real-time communication, you have that. You can pull up a history as well. So for HR, they can actually have real-time notification, get that information, pull up the history itself on that as well, making it a bit easier. They can also see which doors in the building have been remained open, what is going on. They can also release stuff. So there's quite a bit of management and HR that can work there. They can obviously also see in the building where those people are authenticating, look at the camera. So if maybe they know that maybe Jimmy, as an example, is always late for work or he's always up to something in the mornings. So HR can then go put up an alert. So it will inform them. So it will pop up and they can follow through the cameras that's been linked to it. So which is pretty cool. And just that for, like I said, for security guards maybe, or whatever the case is, engineers, salesmen, whatever the case is. There's quite a bit. Sales guys is pretty cool because they can also do authentication remotely as well. So that's not a problem. The wizard, I'm not going to go through that wizard for the shift time. It's pretty basic, but you guys can definitely, as long as you are aware of this, and when we go through all that. Right. So when it comes to that shift times, maybe HR manager is putting up the calendar and sending it out to the entire group, as an example, then what happened is that group will receive that information. They can look at that and they can discuss it, whatever the case is. The nice thing is then the staff member can reply back saying, sorry, just take note that I did book leave. I'm on maternity leave, as an example, maybe whatever the case might be. So there's different type of options there that you can send back and communicate. And maybe another staff member can also see that messages and say, okay, let's rotate. I'll take your shift, you take mine, you know, and then HR can also see that, right? So there's quite a bit more that we can do. So that report, maybe they can apply for leave, they can do whatever the case is, and then HR can, you know, reject it. Or reject a request for maybe changing the calendar or whatever the case is for those appointments. So you have to work, you're getting paid to work, be at work. Okay. So like I mentioned for the leave, it makes it nice, so easier remote control for that kind of authentication for HR. Time and attendance for those reports, like I said, makes it easier for HR to pull those reports, to have accurate numbers to show when staff arrived and when they left and what their hours were and etc. All right, and then we get into our min mode, right? So for those devices, again, I'm going to highlight this one. Please take note that these devices can be used in third-party platforms. Third-party platforms can be communicated. This is our access control gateway communication. So you can also use the cloud for storages or information. You can use the Hik Central Pro as well for that communication. There's quite a bit that we can do. Keep that in mind. We also work in partnership with multiple different other companies as well. So from Jarrison to maybe Sage to whatever the case is, just open. All right. So there's different companies that we've worked with in the past. So that gives us capability of using that facilities. Right. Then our turnstiles and speed gates and barriers. Yeah, we've got quite a few. As you can see, there are different type of models. We have our normal swing barriers itself. So they will open up itself. They swing like little gates, open and close. Right. We have ones that drop down as well. There are different type, the flap downs itself. We've got the ones that are tripod, you know, normal tripod for shopping centers and stuff, allowing certain people in and out. And then we have our turnstiles as well. We've got different type of turnstiles. Majority of them are stainless steel. So they are ready to use at harsh environments, especially mining or for coastal areas. So keep that in mind. So it's nice because these devices have built-in IR lights itself for security. So making sure that there's no tailing or no maybe somebody climbing over it. There are different type of heights that we can use. They have a different type of tailgating to, you know, for pushing against those little barriers. We'll also send an alarm, and they are used for indoor, outdoor, as well as different temperatures environments. Just to give you a rough idea on that, we have certain terminals that have also that, and if you wanted to know, those little lights are in there so you can make sure that nobody tailgates you. You can have your face on the terminal itself, so your face can be recognized through the terminal. You can have QR codes, you can have your MyFair or your EM cards tag onto it. Everything is built into it. It's a 7-inch display. It has also built-in Wi-Fi and has the capability of using SAPI to communicate to whichever department you would like to communicate. It's quick and easy to set up, very nice and convenient. And there's quite a lot of different products when it comes to that. So again, just on the tripod models itself, there are different ones that we can use for indoor, outdoor, or just for indoors itself. It all depends on what your application is. All right, you guys falling asleep? Okay, cool. Almost done, guys. Be patient. It's a little bit short, so let's go. So for different ones, we got turnstiles. Yes, we do. They are stainless steel. They can be used indoor or outdoor. There are different models that are available. So please speak to your Hikvision representative and take it from there. These ones are nice because we have the capability of also having facial terminals on them for inside and outside. So whichever way you would like to for authentication. It doesn't have a built-in access control, but we can add it to an access control device, so which is perfect. Okay. As you can see also in the naming rule, DS-K, K means access control. Access control will fall under these products as well as the normal access control units itself, as well as different authentication access control devices, and also our video intercom devices also falls in that category. We have different type of ones for fingerprints, one for cards, one for QR codes. We even have remotes for security, so they can allow access. So if they maybe see there's someone that is supposed to have access, but they don't have access yet, whatever, maybe they're on their way to HR, who knows? They have a remote that we can use. There's also a different type of brackets that we can use to change the degree angle. A lot of these terminals will also have different type of brackets. So you can ask for those brackets. It clips on here at the back, on this one, clips on the back, and you can change the angle to a bit more, and it all depends on what your installation is. For our showroom, I've done that because our CEO at Hik-Vision is a little bit on the short side. Sorry, boss. So I installed those brackets, so when he takes clients around the showroom, he can actually just look up. He can look up, and then it will authenticate. So sorry, boss. And there's different type of post as well. Post that we can use for authentication, that we can use in front of the barriers itself to make sure that we have maybe some sort of control for the speed action for them to go through. So making life a little bit easier, right? And then that's it. Thank you. So again, I tried to make that time a little bit short. So thank you very much. Next week, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm presenting next week. I also don't know if it's always going to be me again. I know that I'm traveling again to, like I said, as you can see on the calendar, I'm going to Cape Town. I'm going to Bloemfontein again. I'm going to Durban. So for everyone out there that are watching, thank you so much. After this is the Q&A. We're going to stop the recording here and hopefully see you guys next time on YouTube. All right. So for the guys for Q&A, please stay behind, ask questions. I am here. Thank you. Where's the stop the recording button?